Yeah, this is it. Our last stop in Mega Man 1. Let's get it over with. We're going after Elec Man. And if anyone's gonna make this a final stop to remember, it'll be him. First things first, this will not be a perfect run. Sorry, there's just too many of these things and I'm too bad at jumps like this, as you can see already. So we're going to be getting those things out of the way. The rolling cutter is great for that, and actually, one of my favorite things that any Mega Man game does, sorry, I had to adjust the volume, is when they design stages in which the Robot Master's weakness is just really helpful in the stage overall. Don't ask why. I don't actually know why that makes me so happy to see it when it's done. But it does. It just feels very appropriate, I guess. If it works against the Robot Master, why would it not come in handy where he lives? Pay attention to kind of the mustard green of the walls, by the way. Oh, shit. Well, pay attention to where you're going, Phil. I guess I didn't talk about this last time, so these guys you need to outrun. They fire electricity at you, as you might imagine. Oh, for fuck's sake. This does not bode well for the rest of the run. Anyway, they fire electricity at you, and there is a little space that you can kind of hide between, but it's pretty precise. So you either want to take them out as quickly as you can, or just move on. There we go. I always think of this as being the first stage with disappearing blocks, even though strictly speaking, Iceman qualifies just as well. For some reason this always feels like an earlier stage to me. I think probably because even when I was a kid, I would play this well before I played Iceman's stage. Never did really like that one. And with Freezeman a moment ago, I guess I just never really liked Ice-based Robot Masters that much, come to think of it. I'd be hard-pressed to name even one that would make my list of favorites. Anyway, that room we just passed is actually one of the trickier ones, and I think this next one here is officially the trickiest one. You want to climb fast. Shit. Okay, I like to take him out, but we'll live. At least I hope we will. Oh, the one thing we didn't bring was the super arm. So anyway, that's the magnet beam. It's an extremely handy utility, but I don't need to tell you that. You've seen it in action plenty of times by now. Certainly one of the best utilities in the entire series. Although, to be perfectly frank, that's not saying too much. I really do like how vertical this stage is. That's not something that the Mega Man design team went to very often. Obviously, Boomer Kuwanger in Mega Man X has a very famous vertical stage, and beyond that, I can't think of too many. It really does make you feel like you're scaling a power station. Anyway, yeah, here's the reason it's not going to be a perfect run anyway, so I wasn't going to bother to try. We've got to get away from that bastard. And we did. So now, we're not quite through to Elec Man. I like to call this thing the hubris trap, because just when I think I have nothing to worry about, that's when I get hit by one of these fuckers. Interestingly enough, this is the only boss hallway, so to speak, in Mega Man 1 that does not have enemies in it. Just this obstacle. Although, frankly, I would rather have an enemy. Speaking of which, I have an enemy. Honestly, I don't know what the big deal is about Elec Man. Everybody was kind of worried about me fighting him. But he's kind of a pushover. I don't know what you guys are doing wrong, but I've never really had any issues with him. In fact, he's never hit me once. Yeah, I don't know, do you guys just get bored and fall asleep halfway through the fight? Because, frankly, he's nothing to worry about. But, whatever he is, he's dead. And that's all of the Robot Masters from Mega Man 1. This is the second game that we've cleared totally. The first, of course, being Mega Man 5 for the NES. And now we can add Mega Man 1 to that list, which leaves us with a total of 6 Robot Masters remaining. We've got Metal Man, Shadow Man, Drill Man, Venus from Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy, Tomahawk Man, and Slash Man. Just saying a few of those names gives me chills. So, Elec Man. This is the point in the video where I would say enjoy some outtakes, but there fucking aren't any. Oh well, I'll rustle something up. Enjoy whatever it turns out to be, and thanks for watching. So, what am I doing here? Well, I don't have any outtakes for an electricity-based Robot Master. I figure the next best thing is to give you an electricity-based weapons demonstration. And where else? It's Mega Man 7. There's always new stuff to find here. I've demonstrated this before, but I might as well do it again for context. If you hit the Thunder Chariot with the Freeze Cracker, it freezes and cracks. Pretty neat. Not really any, reason to do that, but that's alright. Just a nice little hidden thing to find. Here's something, though, I never found before. If you use the Thunderbolt, it actually energizes the cloud. Now that's really cool. Why have I never found this before? Oh, hopefully for a pretty obvious reason. You get the Thunderbolt in this stage. So, unless you're coming back to revisit the stage, you wouldn't actually have this weapon. However, if the cloud is energized, you will actually take damage from it. So there's not really a reason to ever use that. Still pretty cool. Well, will you look at that? If you die on the part of this stage where the rain is coming down, but I guess past the checkpoint, you will actually reload. Wow, this is interesting. Now it's not rainy. I've never actually seen this before, because it's either rainy or snowy. That happens during a screen transition, and it's nothing you can get around. This is very interesting. I've never actually seen this before. Man, Mega Man 7 is just full of fun stuff. Yeah, look, neither rain nor snow. This is fascinating. And as long as we're still in Mega Man 7, something else I never knew about. I don't know why people dislike Mega Man 7 so much. So many years later, I'm still learning things about this game. Don't move when you enter Junkman's stage, just turn a little bit to the left. We're gonna send Rush down to do a search. I've of course noticed these Famicoms in the background and in the upper left there, but I've never drawn attention to them. I just thought it was a pretty cool detail, but not really worth mentioning. But now Rush finds a Game Boy. You can't pick it up or do anything with it, and it fades away and disappears, but man, is that a cool little secret. Don't really know the significance, but it's cool. So first of all, I really just want to apologize for the audio quality in that extra footage that just ended. I don't know why, I've been having a lot of trouble with audio lately. Hopefully I've got it sorted out now. But I'm back in Elec Man stage. The reason is that during the run I told you to remember the mustard-colored walls in the background. And then I never told you why. Well, this is why. Here we are, and we have the same wall type in the background, only obviously the color's a lot brighter. I find that very interesting, and it's quite a nice touch. I think there's two possible reasons for that. The first would be that Elec Man has seized control of this power station, and he's funneling all of the electricity up to where he is, which is why it's brighter here and dimmer down below. But personally, I like to think that it's just brighter here because Elec Man himself generates a lot more electricity. Either way, I think it's pretty cool. And let's see what happens when you fight Elec Man without stun-locking him as long as we're here. As you can see, we're off to a great start. Yeah, we're almost dead, and we've barely mussed up his hair. So, that's why we stun-lock Elec Man. So, Elec Man. Not nearly as much trouble as his reputation might suggest. In fact, the only reason he's on this final board and wasn't done earlier is because I was just terrified of doing this guy. When I finally started practicing him, I realized there wasn't actually that much to fear, especially if I could successfully stun-lock him. So I gave myself a leeway, I felt, of 7 attempts before I took down Elec Man without taking damage. In reality, yeah, there's no use drawing this out, it only took 1. He's easier to stun-lock than I thought. In fact, after this I experimented and just fought him again and again with the same technique, and I believe I got around 7 or 8 times before I screwed it up. And at that point, I may really have just been getting bored. So as long as you keep your wits about you and you bring the rolling cutter, you don't have any trouble making it through Elec Man's stage. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the extra footage. I really do my best with that. And stick around. There's more of the board left to come.